Welcome back to Disco Elysium, where we want to talk to the window. That's a new window. God damn it. Where we want to look at the window to see where... Okay, it was recently replaced. We already did that. I wanted to see with the window where the shot came from, but of course, yeah, they replaced the window, so I can't see where the shot came from. So the bed is there, the window is there, so it must come from up there. Interesting. This side of the river.
It's always good to see you.
The Hardy Boys told us what really happened. I understand. You don't look surprised you were expecting this. I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. That's what you do, you're the police. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time. This is good, clear the air first between you two, then move on to question. No, it's not good, it's the opposite of that. This will let her dictate the terms of your shh. I can't hear what she's saying. If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time? Because of the Hardys, I couldn't just dispense with them, they were only trying to help me out of the shit I'd gotten into. That's not a good enough reason. You're right, there's more. More. You answer to the collision movement and by extension the moral intern. Briefly glancing as she reaches for a new cigarette, briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea as she's done time and time again. A grand expanse of water reaches over the bay into the horizon, grey and pale violet in the morning light. What lies beyond it? The Pale, the Mundi Isola, the Occident, and then Orania, the old word. Is that why you're looking over your shoulder? You're afraid of the moral intern? You share a database with them. You send people to their courts. What's going on? What did you do? Just business, but bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records officer, they'll find me, they will. What happens if they do? They will kill me, sir. If you find my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill. There's a Winston paint. Little smile. Well, then I'm fucked for nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me. Fucked? People after her? Moral intern people? This is orangey's lit. You said you studied orangey's lit. What is with this fugitive stuff? I did. I also had a side shop selling insurance that I was really good at. Got picked up by a bank. Competitive intelligence, they called it. After that sort of transitioned out of the whole culture scene. What did you do to have these people after you? It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Revachol, or even Orania. What exactly did you do? Industrial espionage. It's illegal. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again, with a bigger company, the kind you really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting. I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you. The job was Lusduin County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Loose Cap conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them. But she really destroyed them. She feels it. As to who hired me for the job, I don't know, but they're after me too, along with Loose Cap and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive. You're right, this is bad. You've destroyed what people have built. I'm a destroyer. People lost their jobs. Good people, not just C-suite assholes. And the way I got into accounting, she shakes her head at the thought. A lot of people got hurt, but that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder. That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more. What did you do? One of them killed themselves because of me. That's not easy to deal with. How do you deal with anything? It's all just, how do you do it? I'm a cop. What I do is right. By bargaining them, I do that too. It's not all that effective. What happened there? Here, the night he died. We were there. She points to the window. The silhouette of the bed is visible. Together, in bed, I mean. Tell me exactly what happened. Okay, he was in kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open, dumb. I could see. Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together and says it. I knew he was dead before he fell down on top of me. You were right. He did enjoy the moment of his death. So my feeling was right earlier. He was enjoying the moment of his death. Yes, but how did you know that? You know. He had just had a hunch. Detectives have those sometimes. Then what happened? He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell through the floor. There, she pointed through the windows. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow not to scream, then ran downstairs. There's a long pause. She just stands there, her arms at her sides, and she continues. I waited for the second shot to come. For me, I thought there would be one. It never came. She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails. Your cigarette, miss? Oh. She looks at it and quickly tosses the butt aside. I'm sorry this happened to you. So am I. What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible. 11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight. That's okay. Were you inebriated? Not as much as usual. He had done a little, plus other things. I was drinking. Wait, Titus said she was gurning her jaw off. Much more than usual. Titus said you look pretty high. Oh yeah, I did one of his lines, just to clear my head. Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this? No. What did you do then? Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth, not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down, out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there. Run, woman, run past them and out into the streets where it's dark and people move. To the lorries at the intersection as far as you can. Why didn't you run away from here? As a matter of fact, why are you here now? I already ran. I ran from the entire isola. I can't run any further. Not with these people. This is as far as it gets. What happened after you ran downstairs? Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. Ruby. I sat down. They all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong. Before we continue, who is Ruby? Ruby, you know, the leader. The leader of what? The Hardy Boys, she says, as if it's self-evident. I thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys. Well, normally, yes, Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like thinks they need taken off. She's the organizer. Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy? Why not? Okay, let's go on. What then? Well, Ruby said, let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation. That I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body up to the bathroom. We used the bed to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright. To mislead you, they were tampering with the body. To produce lividity matching a hanging. Yes. We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this? 20 minutes after death? About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood. You know what it does. She looks at the ground, then raises her light brown eyes to meet yours. Then what did you do? Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Larry in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on, his armor too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do, make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would. What did you do while they were hanging him? Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while, that we should lay low or something. So I did. This Ruby, where's this Ruby now? I don't know. I haven't seen her since. We'll need to take this question to the Hardy Boys. Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later. What are you doing? Coming up with a theory. She said Ruby knew something was wrong before she said anything. How come? It was loud downstairs. She couldn't have heard the shot. It is ominous. You're already coming up with those theories that put the blame on someone other than Klaasje. When it happened, did you hear a gunshot? When he was shot, I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding. The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot. Did you kill Lily? What? Why would I put myself through this insanity? Get myself cornered like this? He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that, but I would never hurt him. It could have been a desire murder, maybe an act of jealousy. He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun lying around, close to her hand, a military weapon using jacketed ammunition. Now you guys suddenly have theories pouring out, when they're obviously just stabs in the dark. It is okay if you did it in self-defense. I did not kill him to defend myself from rape. I told you before that wasn't what happened. Downstairs people have this crazy idea that you killed, and I'm sad to hear that. They must have said it in some fit of frustration or under pressure. They couldn't have meant it. I've talked to them after it happened. No one has implicated me. Desires drive people loco. She simply shakes her head. He must have had a weapon nearby. Did you use that? No, I specifically asked him not to carry firearms when he was with me. He only had the stupid armor. The bullet in his head. It was jacketed, military grade. Who else here has a military rifle? I don't know, his friends have rifles, maybe those psychos did it. Coalition militaries have rifles. I'm not a munitions expert and I didn't shoot him. Okay, I'd like you to answer some other questions. Could the people after you have killed them? Him. That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break. And I thought they'd found me. They have killed him to punish me. All last week I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone, so they wouldn't be heard. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me. But maybe it did. I just don't know. I don't know anything. We can't go after loose cap. Not yet. There are other saner leads. I don't ask you, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there. Why did you call the cops if you're hiding? Because I'm an idiot, the answer comes fast, which is an indicator of truth. Idiot? She's nothing of the sort. So you would have us believe, but you're not. You have to understand the people around here, no one was making the call and he kept rotting and then they picked his clothes off and that little fucker threw stones at him. He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I couldn't hear the thud. I could hear the thud. She shakes her head. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Reverco. She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That's impossible. Oh god, that was a lie too. Who made the call then? She did, of course. Don't be a paranoid, man. It's unbecoming of a police officer and makes you sweat. When was the window changed? Last week, Angus and Titus' brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it. You should have another look at their window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there. In her bathroom? Inside? Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye. I think we're done here for now. She nods silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands. The lieutenant glances at you, then at the door. He's thinking, are we done here? Or should we arrest her? She's a flight risk, and she lied to you. She should be taken into custody. No, that won't be necessary. Just leave her alone. She's been through enough. She doesn't need this police brutality. This guy won't budge. You have to wake Multiface up forcefully if you want to continue pushing her. Oh, in God's name, wake up. With drama. Later. What's that? As you look back after you think, so love to do him after all. I was right. If it weren't for her, he would not have been there. The shot would not have connected with his soft plate. Looks like love did him in after all. She's silent, holding up coffee bag. No vaporizes. It's cold. Remember this silence. The lady is dangerous. People suffer around her. It appears this one has not been entirely corrupted. This may help. This may help the others see. Say nothing. Let her answer. Yeah, I'd like to think he didn't love me or that it was chemically induced and not real. Why? Easier that way. Was it real? I don't know. She looks down at the yard, then back to her coffee. Real as anything.
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
In God's name, wake up with a +4, 5, 6, with a +7. Who? What? Dear Lord, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not the most fair and just at all. She's smoke and mirrors and will-o-wisp. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately before she further entangles you in her web of lies. Take it easy, don't overcompensate this course correction. Ask questions first. Yes, start at the top, shoes at the bottom. It's how we've always done it. No rush. See? You know, I think you didn't make that call to the station. I did. What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are all over town. Call 81002 for emergencies. There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking. She took my complaint. She coughed. That is the emergency desk number. Anyone could have known that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I don't believe a single word she says. What time did you make the call? Thursday night. It was late, sometime after 12. Checks out. Anyone could know the number, and that someone coughed, it means nothing. But I know the time of the call too. I know I have not been 100% truthful with you officers, but I am now. You sense a little hesitation there, or maybe even fear. The stress was on the wrong syllable. Welcome to the Wake Up Club, brother. Your real name isn't classy, Amandu. I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people are after you. Okay, like, there's this... her voice cracks suddenly, like there's a garrote around her neck. Okay, what? Okay, it's not. Good, you can tell me the truth. You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Commensur. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name, so I lied. Like I lied before. Like I did at CSB. I have to lie all the time. I'm so tired of it. Was the passport bullshit too? That passport you keep hidden? No, it's submerged in a plastic boy at the coast in the reeds. It just doesn't say Classy Amandu, it says Anouk Maya Smith. Falsified documents. Passport and visa given to me by my employer. I can't even use them. My employer probably leaked the name Maya Smith to hurt me. Why would they do that? I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me. The job was finished. I'm just a liability now. She feels an interest right here and now. That has been an awful turn of events for her. Where's this boy? West of the boardwalk, in the reeds, on the coast there. She points towards a clump of ruins on the western horizon. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since. I'm not sure I could even find it now. It's useless. West of the boardwalk, in the reeds, we have to check this boy out. And we make a note. Tell me your real name. Reeds northwest of here, past a broken sewage pipe right near the waterline. Wait. Can I press M? Yes. We are here. Northwest of here. Broken pipe near the waterline. That one? Over there? Not over here. Here no reeds. So reeds can only be over there. Somewhere over there. Tell me your real name. It's Katarzyna Alakshir. The smile on your face is timid, almost painfully so. Could it mean classy as an acronym for Katarzyna Alakshir? Wait, classy is an abbreviation of Katarzyna Alakshir. It wasn't a sentimental thing. I wanted to be more me here this time, so I used my nickname. A nickname? Who gave you this nickname? No. Who gave it to you? A teenage boy 1,000,000 years ago. Finally we meet. She nods, her round eyes meet yours. They seem moist from the wind on the roof. You're probably not even Miss Orania 37, are you? I am. They can never take my sash and my scepter from me. Yes, they can, for lying. Enough. Kim, why haven't we not arrested her yet? There may be grounds here, at least for an extended detention. A little whimper, the young woman hears you. She keeps looking around. What if I told you you're under arrest? But I haven't done anything illegal. She purposefully misrepresented information crucial to her case. Fucking mind games, enough. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in. You misrepresented information about the case. Without the Hardy's confession, we would know nothing. The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs. Please, no. Her eyes become round with fear. She tries to back further off. I think I know who did it. Who shot Lely? I can tell you. I can help you. What do you know? Who shot him? She stays silent for a second, as if looking into herself for certainty. Then in a hushed voice she says, gearing up for this betrayal is hard for her, Ruby. Why do you think it was her? She has this thing for me ever since I met her and the boys downstairs. She's been pretty frank about what she wants. And what is that? Sex and more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. She started protecting me. It became an unhealthy relationship. When I started spending time with Lely, she told me to end it. Said there would be shit if I didn't. It was not a good meeting. We stopped talking after that, but I don't understand. What exactly in your relationship made you think she's romantically interested in you? She said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive. She started devolving notions about our relationship. And you let her on? A little. I was flattered, but then I had to let her off and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with her. We maybe kissed, nothing more. Sounds like she was fixated on you. That's just an assumption. I know what it sounds like, that's why I didn't want to tell you before, but she knew what had happened when I came downstairs. Somehow she knew Lely was dead. She wasn't surprised at all. When we came up here, she was calm as a stone too. She cleaned it all up like she had a plan. This is familiar theory. You had it too, remember? Could it be that Ruby was covering up after herself? The lynching? Yet again, you're coming up with this. The worst thing is, it may be true. When Ruby said there would be shit happening if you didn't end your relationship with the deceased, was she threatening you? She came over one night drunk, said she'd turn my life into a living hell. I've been threatened before, so I can tell when someone knows how to do it. And she's a pro, she must be, to keep the Ardys in line. I tried severing ties with her after that. I thought it had worked, but she looks through the window of her room. Some of that fear is still with her, she exhales sharply. What are you talking about? She's afraid you'll arrest her. And how could she have killed him? You said there was a secret route there, right? She points to the door that leads to the pinball workshop. She could have come up through there, then taken the shot right there where I stand. Over here. It was too dark outside, I wouldn't have seen her. Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists? Had you been out here with her? Yes. She's been up here many times. She used to come to drink on the roof when... The young woman falls silent. Her mouth moves without a sound. You're thinking about the peephole, right? The perforation on the pinball workshop wall. She would have seen us. My bed is right next to. You mean to suggest she made it? No, why would she do that to herself? No, I just remembered you told me about it, and she's not really sure. It was right above the bed. She could have seen all sorts of things from there. Don't let your imagination run wild here, sire. Keep it on track. Okay, that's it for Ruby. And what? Arrest that liar. Now. Ooh. Stop letting her distract you. Okay, I'll keep you here, miss. For now. Thank you. We won't regret. Something tells you, you will. Let's change the subject for the time being. She slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her breath, as if in the presence of some tiger. You are. This is not the end of this. Let's return to this later. 4 points. Hey! I said open this, not other way. Make Titus give up Ruby's location. You need to get them to open up. Have you fully explored the whirling, analyzed the site of murder, truly and thoroughly interrogated class here, or this might make the convincing them easier? Okay, I think we may wrap up the complete case here. I haven't even gone across the river. No. Ah. This window is pretty... okay. What happened here with the visual calculus? The golden light melts away into the blue glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed. A two-hearted spider. What position are they in? Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible direction converge in his mouth, a ray cast from somewhere outside entering his brain. Where does it come from? From the roof outside, location A'. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inward like a corona behind the woman's back. Inspect the ghostly figures. The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization. Have a look at point A, the roof. The rays cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible direction, all on the roof at first. They should have come from any of them. This is composite location A', most likely of the origin points. Shouldn't there be gun residue outside? There could have been, then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. This was more than a week ago. So I'm 80% sure the roof is where the shot was made from? 72%. With an antique weapon that fires military-grade ammunition, a Bell McGrath rifle for example, this is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with her back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot. I forgot they all have crap weapons here, so it couldn't have been a sniper from the other side of the river. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium, a velvet aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside in the darkness, too busy with their own bodies. Could the shot have come from inside the room, a closer point? Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out if effective. Are there any arguments against A', the roof? None that you have found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. Could there have been another point of origin further away? That's a 28% yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez? Extrapolate. According to a map of the district, the shot could have come from a wide angle of location, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B', more precisely. B for boardwalk, B for Land's End, B1 for boardwalk, B2 for Land's End, B3 for the islet. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on. The boardwalk. Ah, this is the map. 700 meters away, the likeliest of the B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account. Land's End. 1.2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions, let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it, possibly from a 10. No, too far-fetched. The islet. So, the boardwalk, Land's End, the islet. 1 kilometer away, a point beyond the docks on an islet in the bay. The fort is ruined by the perpetrator. The fort is ruined, but the perpetrator may have found a stable spot on the beaches surrounding it where the concrete crumbles into the sea, as you saw in the coin-operated view. The shot could have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There's an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window between Rue de Gislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable. Kim, do you think the shot could have come from further than the roof in Martinez? From where precisely? Let's say B', the boardwalk, B', Land's End, B', the islet. As you have given this a lot of thought. Are those locations you have singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from the further distance? Much less than from the roof, but still. Okay, we should see if there's gunshot residue sniper nest if we go down the coast. Rule these spots out one by one. It would be a diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. It fits the hidden path through the whirling. A simple hypothesis. Determine where the shot comes from. Let's shake those places for bullet things, and if we find it there, it came from there, not from here, because we didn't find any here. Okay, that may have been the wrong way. We might want to talk to Classy again. What was her name? Catherine? Let's see.
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again?
Let's get back to those lies you told. Lies? She repeats them trace often, unclear what she's to say. About you and Ruby. That's all about Ruby. Let's change the subject. Let's return to this later. Okay. We may want to look at the peephole again. At the footprints. You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust covering the jackpot. Size is hard to determine. Okay. Okay, and now we have to confront the Hardy Boys again. I think we will still be
It's you again. What
taking the whole day on this side of the cannon. Okay, I talked to Claudia, now I need to talk to Ruby. Why? A civil war is brewing and the only way to prevent it is to solve the murder. That means talking to Ruby. Sounds like you want to push this streaming pile of shit on anyone. And now you've picked Ruby. Well, not on my watch you won't. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw it under your moral intern steamroller. Fuck that shit. And fuck you too, more fuck. She throws a glance at Titus as the last syllable leaves his lips. The big guy sighs. Ruby's missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys. It's nothing that's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R here. Think you could fuck off? I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you're looking. I found the key in the union box, where she threw it. I saw the winch outside. It was staged like a play. I reconstructed the murder scene. I found the antique rifle. Claudia gave the motive. I found the secret route, and Ruby is the drug trader. So let's go. Let's look at this first. The armor. Remember that weakness you were looking for in the ceramic armor, like maybe it can only stop small fast projectiles, but a large slow moving pry bar would shatter it, or if I run an electrical current through it, maybe it will melt, or personal favorite, frequency something radio weapon? None of that would work. You need to shoot the part of the enemy that doesn't have weather on it, because the armor itself is invulnerable. Good news is, so are the armor pieces on you. Plus 2 hand-eye coordination against enemies in FT500 armor. Okay. Okay.
It's you again. What is it?
I now present a solid theory about why Ruby could have done it. A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex, the hostel cafeteria is lit by its eerie blaze. Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of human emotion all channel to a single thought. Why are you so sure Ruby didn't off him? Because she was here all night with us. He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away, it's Cop 101. She was here all night. 11:30 to 12:25, she was here during all that time. Yeah, with us, drinking near the stage there. She didn't go out for fresh air for one smoke? No. In the whole 45-minute window she was with you all the time. Alright, maybe went out... She took a fucking leak, okay, for one moment? Maybe went out too? She has an operation to run from her lorry? We're not getting into what operation is again, cop. That's probably for the best, don't break your stride now. And just cause she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot him. I've been through this, it's not plausible. Alright, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for some time during the window. That was crucial, now let her no place her on that roof. You got this attention, now don't ruin it by making weird claims. Remember, you can still mess this up. Have you noticed the winch out back on the outer wall of the whirling? I've seen the winch, I'm not blind. You're saying she reared herself up by her collar like some kind of kitten? Let's go with that point. It's just a rusty winch. It doesn't put her on the roof. There's a secret route in the kitchen that leads straight to the roof. How? Through what looked like an abandoned pinball workshop. People say there was a pinball arcade here sometime before the hostel. What was it called, Theo? East Delta Pinball Arcade. Weird place. Went bankrupt. Okay, but how she get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building, or an elevator for that matter. The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for the moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop. Good one, Kim. Thank you. The lieutenant is glad he got the floor plan right there. From there, it all leads straight to the roof. You can just step outside. Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down, all under 7 minutes. That's quite the theory. He turns to Eugene. We need to have a look at that secret passage, boys. I'm on it, boys. Right when the law clears, me and Angus are going up there. It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead of... Shush now. You got something else to back this route up, or is that it? I also found footprints upstairs in the old workshop. Footprints. Recent? There were prints there with the horizontal lines. Horizontal? I think they taught you well in your RCM school. My old man, a hunter and a half-blind one, and it could have said that horizontal lines. Good news is, I'm still listening. He knows there had to be a reason for those lines to still read. This wasn't a failure. Guess what? Remember that key I found here? At the window? I don't like guessing, Cop. No one does. It opens the steel door in the kitchen, the one that leads upstairs to the roof. This key was right here with you all the time. You didn't find it, but Ruby did. That's how she got up there. Quit jumping to the conclusions, Theo. Theo? He turns to the old man. You took that key. Did it look like it was recently put there? The ribbon was old, faded. It had been there for 20 years at least. Yeah, she could have just put it back there once she was done. Why? This doesn't make sense. It's damn interesting, but it doesn't fit well and you know it. It doesn't fit well, but it fits, and he knows it. You do agree that the shot came from the roof, right? Why not? You can't draw a straight line into classes from any of the surrounding buildings, not from what I know about Nartinates. Maybe from the coast, but like I said, I've been too busy beating with you idiots. No, I don't think it was a sniper, it was close up. There's a 72% chance that a bullet came from the roof. 72%? There's a percentage and all. Where did you get it from? You guys in the lab? Yeah, big lab. Back in Jamrock. The Jamrock Ballistics lab. Wouldn't hurt to have one of those in Martinez. What else have you got that puts her on the roof? Have we firmly established that Ruby could have accessed... could have had access to the roof where the man was shot? Firmly? Firmly doesn't go well with could have. There's a route to the roof, me and my boys need to check it out, that's what we have established. But a route does not put that bullet in his head. A gun does that, and Ruby doesn't carry one. Phase 2, murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt. I show him the antique rifle. There are weapons like this just lying around in Martinez. That looks antique, a Bamograph. It's inoperable. Where do you get it? There's a cellar under the bookshop. It was hidden there with others just like it. 20, maybe 30 rifles. Titus also broken, but still there were too many, and there must be other caches too. God damn it, we need to close that dump down for good. Okay, I see your point. There are guns lying around. Damn it, I thought we'd found all the old spots. Why was that still there? We just missed one. Ruby doesn't know this place, boss. Just these cops digging up shit. The local pawn shop sold my lost gun to a woman. Maybe it was her. You lost your gun? What an idiot. Tell me, did you lose it before the murder? No. Of course not. And Ruby didn't use your lost gun to kill him. Stop thinking about your lost gun, damn it. You'll get a heart attack. I've analyzed the bullet that killed him. It was jacketed. So it had to come from a breech-loading rifle, military grade. Not even you militia monkeys have those. This goes against your short-range theory. If the murder weapon was military grade, how did Ruby get it? You just showed him a breech-loading gun. I just showed you a breech loader that any shite could have. A broken old broomstick is what you showed me, but point taken. Time to really close the deal, show them the bullet. This is the bullet that did it, 4.46mm Bamograph uses the same caliber. The blonde man looks at the mushroom deathwing and the evidence back and says, yeah, the bitch is jacketed, alright, 4mm too. Whoa. Well, goddamn. It's not proof, but it's a possible murder weapon close to her, too damn close. You have been thorough, I'll give you that. I've already established Ruby's running drugs. She could have smuggled guns too. Goddamn, this is just above your favorite public, is it? Every fucking 5 seconds. You are warned not to bring it up. Your best shot here is to just back out of this. Fine, Titus, I'm not getting into it if it touches on your precious... All I'm saying is, from what I saw in her cabin, she'd have no trouble finding a gun. Trouble? This is radical. Even the roid heads in the gym had a carbine. No one has trouble getting a gun. I still never saw her carry one. He must be referencing some past case of hers. He's angry because he knows you're right. What he's saying only confirms your theory. I didn't say I'd prove she had the murder weapon, just that we need to find her. I don't know, Corp, why don't you find your lost gun first? Easy now, Al. This isn't a comedy hour. Titus, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like this? Motive. The big one. Get this and they'll give her to you. Remember, don't piss him off. This never works. It's not why did she kill him, it's why did she organize the cover-up. And I suppose you have a theory for that? She could have just been covering up for herself, Titus. Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging? You went along, but she suggested it. She had like a fully formed plan and shit right when she came back downstairs. Really, Shanks? Glad you wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I had been there first. So, Eugene, let's assume you killed him. You kill him, get up there, shoot him, get down. Would you prefer to go on a trial with your friends as part of a lynch mob or alone for committing murder? If she used us to cover her own shit up, well, that's a serious violation of the Hardy Code, boys. Which is why she didn't. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus. Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit. Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely and she skipped town. This is good. When Claudia came downstairs, Ruby appeared to know that something was wrong. Nah, man, that's just Ruby. She's got shit under control, that's her whole thing, that's why she's so good. Plus, man, it's like female intuition, you know? Women talk to women, which is sort of why we need someone on the team who they talk to. Or she knew what happened because she killed him. Not so useful. Claudia told me some pretty interesting things about Ruby. Yeah, like what? She's part of the homosexual underground. Apparently she had a thing for Claudia. A thing, you mean? Yeah, but they're both girls. Girls like girls too, Angus. Sometimes this is one of those times she liked Claudia. Wow. Wow. Those options. Come on, guys, she hangs out with you meatheads. Meth heads would also work. Meatheads. This cannot come as a surprise. Yeah, no, you got more balls than a bell pit. You'd have to be an idiot not to. Guys, I'm not the only one who knew, right? Knew what? First, he says she murdered him, now she's fact too? It's a lie. Come on, Glenn, she likes Monica's titties more than you do. Everyone knows which way the wind blows here. I did, I knew it, that's why she didn't fuck me at Fatty's birthday party. She didn't fuck you because you're 40 and you still live with your mom, Dennis. Light laughter sounds off into the room. It feels nervous. Claudia said she made advances on her and she thwarted them. Ruby then threatened her and told her to enter a relationship with the deceased. This is some sordid shit, the big man rubs his chin. It's also kind of garbage our Miss Orania puts out to cover her own eyes. She just told us. Ruby made her scared and she spilled the beans. That Ruby's queer as carve now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know why I didn't see it earlier, and that's okay, some are queerer than others, you can still be a hardy, but if you bring your own personal shit into her outfit, and then was use us to cover it up, I mean, it's just fucked up, if it's true. But it's not, right? Titus, you have to see it, things don't add up, we need to talk to her. Titus looks, silence. He looks around the room. The old man in the corner nods. A very small nod and a trickle of tobacco spit on his lip. Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about ever since you asked me where she is. Add it to your list of suspicions if you want. I don't know. I don't know where she went. She just up and left. Got real scared too. Wouldn't tell me where. However hard I ask. Wanna know why? Why? She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right, but by now I probably would. She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior, why fleeing is always incriminatory. Perhaps. He looks out of the window again. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that. When did she leave? Friday afternoon, when you first arrived. I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me, told me she was leaving. That was when we had our little conversation. What was she scared of? I told you. Me, as in the RCM? No, you, as in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes. And a hole in his heart, that first. Don't forget the funny tie, too. How can I forget? You and I are going to dance in the moonlight under a billion stars. You know, when I first saw you limp in here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply, but no, I'm not sure. What else did Ruby tell you about me? She said you have a funny taste in clothes and that you won't stop until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects like against each other, open them up like cans. Fucking hell, Titus, did he just open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm happy having a go on with our lives kind of day. How about you? He nods. Is that true, Kim? Am I a can opener? You are insistent, he nods. Anything else? Anything? Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This cop, Titus, this cop, but she was too scared. Do you have any clues on where Ruby went? She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry. Is she my ex? That's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry, so she's on foot. Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand. You'll never find her. Yeah. And we won't either. She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she? She's not, Glenn. Have you looked for her? A little on the coast. Have you looked for her more precisely? More precisely on the coast, past the waterlock. She's not there, so I'm thinking she's here. Can you tell me where on the coast I should start looking? Sure, there's some shithouse there, Cinderblock Town. The fisher folk there refuse to unionize, so that's one place we haven't looked. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash. Time for you to step up. We'll start there. One more question. What does Ruby look like? Boyish, hair's red, dyed. She looks like a lorry man. Do you know what she's doing with Ulan frequencies? The what now? Boys? She said she's building a pale emitter. What? We are talking about radio equipment. She said she's doing Ulan frequencies and a pale something. I don't know more. This guy barely understands what he's talking about. There you have it, pale something. It feels like you will get to know soon enough. It's not much, but I'll do it. It will have to. He puts his hand out. I shake it. His grip is firm as reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Not just granite, tightly packed RCM sergeant material. You should be a cop, Titus. When you're gonna get it through your dumb head? I already am. I just wasn't sure you were. And he still isn't. People aren't afraid of good cops in the way Ruby was afraid of you, he thinks, then turns back to his man. Okay, we have to cross the river. But I think we're finally done on this side of the river. On day 4 at noon. Oh god. So, we are all ready to go on the other side of the canal, and I'll do that in my next session, after. You think you have a pretty odd suspect right now, don't you? That Ruby of yours? Yeah, and? Notice how it came together without casting too much suspicion on Classy. It was nice and Ruby-centric at the end? What do you mean? Anything strike you a bit off about this mishmash? I think volition is the one that's wrong. The footprints in the pinball workshop didn't fit with the Otso's print on the crime scene. No, they didn't. The bullet didn't have to come from the roof. Absolutely, it could have come from anywhere, but you're suddenly so certain it came from the roof beyond the window. The bullet was jacketed. Those don't just lie around anywhere, do they? Good point, it's rather rare these days, but do continue. It turned out the bullet was an antique. True, strange how you conducted the whole advanced ballistic analysis and then hand-waved it. So far no one has mentioned hearing the shot. Notice how this hasn't come up at all. Even the Hardy and his boys didn't mention it, neither did you. I'm done thinking about this. That's right, finished thought. Just finish it and conveniently go on. She's watching you leave right now, you know that? Free as a bird on that roof, lighting up a cigarette and thinking, I'm glad Ruby's in this shit and not me. Don't listen to this guy, the theory was solid, he's just jealous, move on. It's no use harassing her further. Oh, I'm not really sure about all that. Hey you guy, do you know more about that Bell McGrath rifle thing?
The purity of snow always reminds me of the purity of a man's soul, if he's got principles.
I understand Jean-Marie meant a lot to you? There's nothing for you to understand here. It's not her death you're investigating. Were the circumstances of her death in any sense unusual? Absolutely not. She died of pneumonia in her bed at the age of 79. That's highly usual. Where was the photos of you two taken? Revachol Fair 91 in Faubourg district. A parade was held to honor Guillaume Le Lyon's name day, and the Carabiniers marched in the place of honor. You looked happy in the picture, smiling. This was the happiest day of my life. This is said in such a matter-of-fact tone it leaves no room for doubt. What happened with you, Gaston, and Jean-Marie? I was 22 when I returned from King Guillaume's IKEA operation in the south and found my sweetheart in the arms of this wretch. I won her back, but while I was dealing with some issues, we were like a dark cloud sucking the joy out of everything living around you, and you hurt her. Dark cloud, that sounds unpleasantly familiar. He looks down at his boots, lips moving, but the words inaudible. Those days and memories are gone. He nods and looks René with something resembling compassion. The old soldier says nothing, but when his glance quickly runs over Gaston's face, there's an odd look in his eyes. Thank you for your time. Gaston? Anything to say to this?
It is such...
No. Okay, I wanted to ask him about the gun, but I can't. So I could either go to Everett and... Okay, we are dealing with these guys. The next time, these guys that are standing just next to the car, and I wouldn't have seen them if I hadn't stopped here for the episode. Okay, we're dealing with them next time. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow.